ou inglês, but since we as a company, we look for people who are not able only to speak English, but express themselves well in English. So if you don't mind, I will just speak with you 20 minutes, more or less, in English. Is this okay? Yes? Any doubt, just say it, because I live here 20 years in Portugal, so I know more or less a little bit Portuguese. Muito boa tarde, ou bom dia, porque vocês ainda estão com o estômago provavelmente vazio. Eu com muito gosto falamos aqui um bocadinho sobre a Be Wanted e principalmente sobre a filosofia que é a empresa, porque afinal nós recrutamos aqui bons profissionais em Portugal e Espanha. E o que é um bom profissional? É como ele consegue mostrar a nós que são bons profissionais da forma como nós podemos também apresentar como bons profissionais e aumentar o ratio de sucesso. Estão a ouvir bem? Não sei se o micro está a falar, está a funcionar, mas acho que é suficiente. Ok? Ok, então normalmente vocês são de um grupo e nós dissemos, porque eu sou de origem da Bélgica, ik ben Vlaming, but I lived 20 years more or less already in Portugal, so I know more or less how the culture in Portugal and Spain is, and how you are as a person. And we all say, it's all the same and you can go straight ahead. So, what are we doing? We realize, and this is the big difference with the United States, and some people do not realize this. Everyone say we are all European, but lots of you have already opportunity to travel around Europe and then you meet people, and yes, we are all human beings from flesh and blood, and have probably a heart too, and some brains. But we think differently. Wenn ich Deutsch spreche, kann ich nicht gar sein. We have to adapt, we adapt ourselves to the way our background of it, and it's completely different. That's why this aspect we add to it, that's why we offer a total solution. We don't recruit you and say, go and work to Belgium, pam, put them in the plane and take care of everything. No, we take care of everything. Better. Our customers want us to, what's your name? Rui. That when Rui is hired for a certain position, that he is only focused on his professional aspects. And all the rest, integration, travels, and all these practical details, that be welcome. Our sister company treat this. And then you are prepared, you get training, what it is to live in Belgium. Lots of people have the idea it's the same. 6 o'clock at night, and that, no cafe open, nothing in winter, there's nothing to do. When you don't know it, then everything is a surprise. When you know it, it's already a surprise. But then you might be better prepared. Can go on. But be careful, because as we say, we recruit in Spain and Portugal. And it's all the same people, but all different. So what is really important, and that's a little bit what I want to share with you, how you can show yourself as what we call ideal candidate, great candidate, super candidate, whatever you want. Go on, please. Because we know nowadays the situation in Spain and Portugal is very hard. And probably it will not get better the next years. And it's sad. I'm sad because I live now 20 years in Portugal, and lots of my good friends are going away because no future is of it. And okay, I accept that. So you're looking for a new challenge. Some people come to me to the stand and say, I want an opportunity to work in Belgium. Yeah, I think he did it. Huh? He came to me and said, okay, why? Why should I give you an opportunity? Or what's your name? Danielle, how you can convince me to sell you to our customers? I don't know if I explain myself well or I speak too fast, but you can go on. Why is this happening? Because why are all these companies recruiting now especially in Spain and Portugal and some in other countries too, because we have different aspects. Because of, in our countries, in Spain and Portugal, you see that the population, there is lots of people available in the range between 20, 30, 35, 30, 40 years. In Belgium it's different. There is no one available for some. So they lack professionals. It's not because they are looking for cheap labor. This is different. Nowadays, international recruitment, international research, we are looking for experts, for specialized people. They cannot find in their country, and then they have to find out. Okay, thank you. So, just to give you an idea, this is just a slide from one of our training courses we present for you to understand that there are differences. This is not to talk about now about this. For me, it's much more important that you know how to present. And when I receive some information from you, I say, okay, that's one. Because otherwise, you can go out. So we have all this is the step. So now we are just talking about the part international recruitment, but all the rest is our total solution. So you know, you don't just put you on the plane and what I have to do with the family, or send you 4 months away and then probably come back 2 weeks or something like that. After this you can go on. But this is the situation on my desk. Fantastic, no? So, and probably has tons of it. I don't know how many. And I already know Euro files, or I don't know what kind of format. So, who pops out there? Who pops out there? Who? No, quite. I'm not used to only speak when I'm just giving seminar. Who pops out there? Is there someone popping out there? No, of course not. It looks all the same format, all the same. So, how can you convince us, sell us to recruitment companies? And I made the process for it. So, to make you, I thought that this was not working because I cannot hear it. But I know my voice is more than enough for 50 people. I'm here to speak. What we want to know from you, that's the first part. SWOT. You're SWOT analysis. Someone knows what SWOT is? Yes? What is SWOT? Sorry? You start?
Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats.
Okay. What I would suggest you is focus on your strengths. Always in your life. And make them better and better and better and better. Accept your weaknesses, allowable weaknesses we call them today. We cannot speak about weaknesses anymore. And if you really need it, find an expert to complete. Because the energy you need to invest to make something which you are good already, to make it better, is much less than something what people do. We try to make our weaknesses better. And it costs. And it costs to get up every day. Focus on your strengths and know what your strengths are. And they have to pop out of your information. Then, opportunities and threats. That's something which is important. But for me it's very important that someone proves me what we know. I talk with a candidate and say, what are you good in? What are you really an expert? What do you master? They look at me. I have a master. I don't ask this. What do you master? When you give information, be aware that you have a 100% bullet-free, which I call it, ticket. Proofs. Not, I've done this, I've done this, I can do this, and proofs. Real evidence. We receive too much curriculum which have no information. One, job description, and two, we need detailed information. What have you done? What did you realize? What did you mean for the company where you work? The most important part is the most people come to me and say, I want a job. I say, what do you want? I know I need money. Is this really an objective? What is this? What do you want? Target. If you don't know where, you don't know if you know the story, but there are lots of people and they say, they take their car and someone is just observing them and they ask them, what are you doing? I'm going away for a drive. Where are you driving? Going to driving. And that's the way most people pass their life. They just enter the car and they drive. And they don't know where. They're just driving. If you don't know where you get, and don't be aware that you can make some mistakes or lose in the way, but if you don't know where you want to go, which kind of business you want, which kind of job you want, where you want to work, which are your target companies where you want to work, it's very sad information for you. You probably will not get there. So you have to know precisely. And it's a secret. The more precise the candidate knows where he wants to work, what he wants to do, what he wants to earn, more closely and more quickly he will arrive there. Is this clear information enough for you? And get known. This is one way to get known. But nowadays we have 100 possibilities to get known. Use your network. If you don't have a network, build your network. Online, offline, not only online. Online is important, but offline is also important. Questions, doubts for this? These are for me, when we have an application, we ask for candidates, I put something there like detailed CV and inspiring motivation letter. An inspiring motivation letter is This must be the key element of your motivation letter. And this makes a difference and makes your application pops out of the other. Remember the slide before when you had all the CVs and the CVs all the same format? I don't care if you use Europass or you use other some send funny PowerPoint presentations, but we need quickly to find out if really is it someone who knows where he wants to go, what he wants to do, he knows his strengths or her strengths, and he can prove it. No, blah, 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 blah. Not accepted. Because our customers, companies, requesting us to find great candidates, expect this from us. And when we shipped to them shitty candidates, what do you think we receive? Shit. Right. You didn't say it, but I have no problem saying this. Is this clear for you? Who does this for the moment? No one! No one! You are just sending out some... No one? Seriously? Who has his curriculum or inspirational motivational letter in this way? How hell can you expect to get a new opportunity if you don't do this? You have to work hard, even if you don't work, or if you're looking for a job. Without working hard, you will not achieve anything in life. Yes, life like everyone. They just have a boat on the wild river, they are sitting in the boat, and the river decides, we go to the right, and you go to the right, and the river decides, we go to the left, and you go to the left, and who decides is the river, but not you. You have to control this boat. And these are means to control the world. Thank you. So, a process we use, and I said, you saw in the beginning, international recruitment with a local touch. Why is this local touch important? Because if you don't know, if you are not there, and this is something beside our total solution we have as we want it together with Be Welcome, I'm here, I live here, I know what's going on in Portugal and Spain. I move around here. So I know what the difference is between universities. I know what the difference is between companies. I know what the difference is if you are coming from countryside or you live your whole life in the city. I do not say it's better, one is better or another. We can judge this. So it's a mix, not only your academical background, which is of course important in most of the cases, not only your professional experience, but your character and intent is also important. Who knows Deepak Chopra? Who knows Chopra? Okay. What does Chopra say? What do fish do?
I don't know. It says lots of things.
You don't know Chopra?
Yeah, I gotta know it,
But you don't know it.
specifically.
It's the same as not knowing. Knowing, saying you know and not applying is the same as not knowing. You said, another one said, you know Deepak Chopra? No? What does a fish do the rest, most of the time of his life? What?
Gets fish.
Swim! What does a bird do most of the time? Fly! How many fishes you know who try to fly?
One. Five fishes.
How many birds you know who try to swim? And you're surprised with the result. You think they have great results? Is the intent. If you put seed in the ground, which is sunflower, do you expect corn will come out? You have to realize and to understand, and that's why focus on your strengths. I'm good in this, and then you will produce outstanding results. Investing less energy, less time than the majority of your colleagues. When you discover something like this is me, this works for me, this means that you're getting closer to your intent and character. This is very important. I find lots of people who just have a job and they are doing the job and they just have medium results. The market nowadays does not accept medium results anymore. You have to surprise them a little bit more than they expected. You have to not be a super performer, just a little bit more. I expected this candidate to do this, but he did even a little bit more. Did I explain myself clear enough? Does this make sense to you? Why do you not apply this? This is baby language, huh? Attitude, motivation. Who still believes we can motivate people? Yes? Why? How much do you earn today? What? How much do you earn today? What's your name?
Miguel.
Miguel, how much do you earn today?
Today,
Nothing, okay. So, starting from tomorrow, you start earning 50 euros. You feel more motivated?
depends on what I'm doing.
Depends on what you're doing. Okay.
Stimulate me. Personally, it stimulates me personally.
It stimulates you. Is stimulation and motivation the same? Where does stimulation come from? You know, the carrot and the stick, no? Huh? Motivations come from the inside. I'm here because I love what I do, not for what I get paid, what my result is. And only as a result because it's related to your intent. If you realize what you are and what your reason for life is, then things make more easy. I hate working. My wife says you work 24 hours a day. I don't work 1 hour. The day I feel I work 1 hour, I quit. It's a decision I made a long time in my life. When I worked during 1.5 years as a chemical engineer in sales, and I hated working. And I swear, never more. It's not worth. Find something you love to do with your heart, not with your head, what you get the benefits of. Okay? And then all this part, this is what I call the puzzle. Afterward, this makes my analysis complete. And then you just stay there, and then from 400 candidates, it comes to 10, or if things were to 20 or something like that. Okay, questions, answers, observations? You're very quiet, I don't know what's happening, or you're tired, or you're here for a live opportunity. Normally, people pay a lot of money. I mean, the time when I was in executive coaching, for this, they paid me a lot of money. So, I give you valuable stuff, which you can apply immediately. You can decide, I throw my old CV away, and I'm preparing a new one. An inspiring motivation letter, and I will first decide what I want. Reflect on myself. Ask my environment, what are the great results you can produce? Are you willing to, if someone asks you, are willing to say that you produce these results? This is something you can apply immediately. Thank you. Questions? Answers? Yes?
What if I am a shitty candidate and with no experience, can I get something else?
Repeat this. Repeat this, please. This was great. Repeat this. No, repeat exactly what you said. Exactly.
What if I am a shitty candidate with no experience at the market? Can I get something in Belgium?
I think you can give the answer yourself. But I will reflect you so that you will decide. You know, everything we say, where does it enter? Besides in the environment, where does it enter? In my ears. And what does my mind hear? I am a shitty candidate with no experience. So what is my mind willing to do? Producing shit and nothing more. So we have to be very careful the way we talk. I have no time this time to discuss this. But the power of words is very important. For example, for me, a problem does not exist. Every dictionary I have in my at home, I throw out the page of problem. It's just a temporary defeat. It's a challenge, which is not. How would you rephrase this, what you just said, in order that instead of making your mind asleep and not looking for a creative solution, your mind starts working for a creative solution? Please.
You want the solution?
No. I just want you to repeat the question in a way that your mind get inspired to look for a solution. And not just said, okay, I'm shitty, I have no experience. Because I don't believe you. You certainly did already lots of things in your life which were mini victories. But probably you don't show them. You don't perceive them as this. So be careful when you say this. Because I started with no experience. Zero. When I finished chemical engineering, I went 2 years drinking coffee, doing research at university. because after 2 years, I came to my perception, this is not working, this is nothing. And what I'm doing is I'm doing experiment, and 3, 4, 5 times a day, I go to the cafeteria to have a coffee. This was nothing that inspires me, not related to me. So I say, I want to go in sales. You're crazy, man. In sales, yes, because I want to earn money. And when you are in sales, then you can grow money, and then you have bonuses and all these kind of things. No experience. So, how many people do you need to convince to give you a first chance? How many? Just one. Just one. If you ask 10, what is your probability that someone will say yes? Be known. Work on your promotion. And be inspired. The way you sit there already express a lot. So, what's your name? From today, you are not a shitty candidate. You have not at all no experience. Probably you have not yet get the experience required for the current level of the market. But it doesn't say that tomorrow you will not have it. But if you don't believe you can, you start stepping. If a baby, someone has had babies, huh? Somebody has babies? Nobody. Nobody has kids. Right? In the beginning, they are like this now. Yeah? And then they, after I don't know how many, what people say, tries, sometimes then happens this great miracle. And the baby stands up, and then a party. My baby runs. Do you know why this happens? Because the intent of the baby is that one day will walk up. Because he sees this already. He sees this happening. Same with you. If you don't have the possibility to see yourself from your shitty, not experienced situation to 3 years further as a great candidate, doing great things, realizing things in a fantastic company, then probably you're not understanding my speech today. Is this a clear answer? So, start here. More questions? More doubts? No? Yes?
I think more or less I understand you. Because I work in Portugal and I work in England. In the leadership, it's completely different. For example, here, if you don't have for some experience, they see the edge and the experience, and they don't give you the chance of starting over, you know?
No matter how hard.
No
matter?
For example, if you want to start.
No, but
Okay, but you are, what's your age?
23.
23. You already gave up life at 23. Huh?
But he understands the Portuguese culture.
Okay. You know, in construction in Portugal, no future anymore. No company in Belgium in construction will give you an opportunity. Do something else. Look for another step. What have you... I'm an engineer. I'm a chemical engineer. They say you don't do anything with engineering anymore. I say I'm just applying it every day. Human chemics, alchemy. You can do whatever. Okay, there is not at this moment an opportunity. Or you have to go to Africa or whatever, and they don't give you the opportunity, but they're not willing to pay what you want to earn, and all these kind of things. So, you have to be creative. What can I do? Is your degree in engineering is just one certification. What are other things you are great in, that you're spending time in, you can build up, and where is the market for? And then later on, probably, you can pass back to engineering. That's what I say. It's not a straight road. You have to be creative. And if you don't inspire your mind constantly to have these creative ideas, okay, with this. So, start working on it today. You know, accept reality. You cannot change. You cannot say. You cannot fire the prime minister. You cannot. Solve all the financial problems in Europe. So, you have to run which is possible. Okay, more things? More doubts? Thank you for your, yes?
I'm liking very much this pitch.
Can you just, just a little bit, the knob of the volume a little bit higher, please?
Your speech is very inspiring for me, although some things for me are being hard to accept to be true. For example, when you say that everybody should do precisely what they want to do.
Did I say that? This was your interpretation.
Oh, okay.
What you are destined to do. Intent.
Okay, because
Which is inside of them. Which drives me, which inspires me.
yes, because I believe in our life, in our path, maybe many times we need to do many things that's not what we like to do, but it's part of our life and it's part of our career. And
I agree. I will reply on this and they say, you can. What do we all want in life? It's called PP principle. It's pleasure. And what pleasure means is different for everyone in here. But what most people avoid is the opposite. What is the opposite from pleasure? Pain. Right? They say masochists like pain. Do you think masochists like pain? And they will go. You think? Yeah? They like it? They like it? No? They hate it. But their perception of what for the majority is pain is pleasure for them. That's why they do it. What you can say to your mind is, wait mind, you will probably suffer now a few years, but it's not suffering constantly. I'm making the investment because I prove that I will achieve a great result. But then you have to already visualize it. It has to be concrete. And then we can live with and accept a little bit pain and go it, and it's not easy, but we have to go because you believe in it. But constant pain goes to illness and finally death. So, but this can you do? I don't do this in my life. Shut up. Don't discuss brain. I took the decision, I know it, it's worth of the pain. You will see it. That's something what you can do. Okay, more doubts? But I didn't say that you have to do what you said. Yes, please.
I want to apply for one job in Belgium.
Yes.
And
This is very precise. This is very precise.
and I need to know the language, the Flemish or the French, or I can go there only with the English language.
Ik denk niet dat je Vlaams moet leren. Let's say you have two parts in Belgium, you know. Belgium is a very complicated country. In the northern part they speak Flemish, and in the southern part they speak French. And then you have Brussels where they speak a little bit of mix, and then there is still some community where you Deutsch speak. We there, as we are born, they say you have to study languages. With Dutch you never go anywhere. You have to study languages. So the majority in Flanders speaks at least 3, 4, 5 languages. The majority. In the French part is a bit different. And they don't give a shit, because for me, or if you speak Dutch, for most of the professions, yes, if you are a nurse, if you are a doctor, if you really have to communicate, then it might be an obstacle, and you have to study. But don't invest. Invest in Chinese, invest in Russian, invest in other languages, but do not start studying Dutch. Would not be a wise investment. No. Study. Make your English more perfect. That's much more important. Your English is more than okay, yes? Yes? Et vous parlez français? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Noch nicht. Okay. No, gar nicht.
I understand a little bit of Dutch, but only I can read. And I can read some words. But
Okay, so that's already great. And if you need to be perfect, you find someone who does it for you. And the computers are great nowadays, so don't worry about it. Okay, I think my time is over. And thank you for your time. And, it was a pleasure to meet you. Just last word, do something with it. Just say, oh, okay, but go back to your life.